I'm Michael.
I'm Ralph.
Welcome to Munoz and Munoz.
Come check it out. Here at Munoz and Munoz, every case is important to us. Big or small or big, we're here to help you.
And here also, privacy is our #1 priority for all of our clients. So come check it out. Our #1 priority is serving the community. We want to give the best attorney service out there in the industry. We're here to help you. Please call us for any personal injury or criminal defense needs that you may need.
So thank you guys for visiting our firm. As you can see, I'm here, Michael's here, always ready to serve you guys for any questions. And please, do not hesitate to call us for anything you need. It could be the simple question, we're here for you. Y sí, hablamos español.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and cheeks and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
Hey everybody, I hope you guys are enjoying the show with Let's Connect Now. My name is Danielle Wood. I'm with Prospectors Federal Credit Union, a division of Certified Federal. You guys want to contact us regarding any banking needs or even auto loans and personal loans, feel free to contact me at any time. You can reach me at 909-396-9688 or 909-504-7371. I'm looking forward to talking and speaking with you all soon. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Connect Now, your business resource. And we are here this morning. And you know what? We hope that they're watching all the previous episodes, right, Val? Because it's important.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And last week, I feel like we had a really good story. We had an entrepreneur, but she's also the first Latina to be councilwoman out in Irvine.
That's right.
So that's huge.
Yes, her story was amazing.
I loved her story. I really did. I was like, you know what? Whatever I can do to help, let me know, because I just really loved her fight. You know, and just really appreciated her being here, sharing her story, definitely.
Absolutely. And that's what these episodes and segments are all about, right? It's just to be able to empower the entrepreneur, let you know that if you sí se puede, right? Like you could do it. And if you put your mind to it, it's something that could be done. If you hear her story, she has a beautiful story, and where like a lot of people doubted her, but she ended up winning.
Yes.
So, which is an amazing accomplishment. And I always get like goosebumps when I say
God,
something like emotional. But yes, absolutely. Hopefully you listen to her story. If not, then find it on YouTube so you can go ahead and hear it.
Yeah, I love it. And I love the fact because, it's always women power here with you two. You know, you guys are always welcome. Yeah. So, and then
we have evolved.
Wow. Yes, you guys have. Thanks.
I brought you a man today.
Yes, I know, and I love it. He's like, what do I get into? What kind of show is this?
We like to have fun. But no, thank you so much, Rudy, for coming out. So today we have Rudy Ordaz.
Yes.
Data-wise. So absolutely, thank you so much for making the time to come out here today. I know you have a little bit of a drive, but definitely I think that you are definitely a subject matter expert that's important to our world right now, especially with the technology, right? The direction of everything. Yes. That's our next industrial revolution.
That's right,
everything is going towards that direction. So get with the times. Don't be intimidated. And I think today, Rudy will give us a little bit of insight on how you shouldn't be afraid. You have to get with the times. If not, you're going to be left behind. You're not staying innovative. Oh, my goodness, that reminds me of my slogan.
Hey, she threw her slogan in there.
Doing her homework. But what are we going to talk about today?
So today we really want to focus a little bit about cybersecurity because I think that's a huge reminder. It's definitely a topic that's under talked about, right? We don't talk about it enough, and that could actually, for a business owner, if you have a data breach, and especially if you don't have insurance and certain things in place, that can definitely kill your business. And I know that that's a topic we've spoken about before, but also we're so blessed that our tech people and know a lot about technology.
Yeah.
So because of that, we also want to get a little bit about AI and how AI will be helping business owners and things that AI can actually help you scale up your business, be able to grow with it, and actually make your life easier. Oh my goodness, it makes my life easier.
Me too. I use 4 different type of programs right now of AI.
Sometimes I talk to him like he's my boyfriend.
What?
Or your therapist.
He's all, go to bed, Val.
No, but definitely Rudy again. So yeah, if you don't mind, if you could just tell us a little bit about what you do, your business, and maybe how you got started. And your background.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. I'm really excited. This is my first podcast, so I was, it's always something that I said, when I get the chance, I'm going to take it, and I was lucky enough to meet Val at a networking event, or I was introduced to you actually.
Wilbur, yeah.
Yeah, by Wilbur, who's a very good connector of people. And one of my philosophies in business has always been, take the meeting. If you get introduced to somebody,
I like that.
take the meeting, because you never know what a meeting can turn into, whether it's Zoom or face-to-face, just make the effort and walk through that door once it opens. And, I grew up in this area, La Puente, West Covina area, and yeah, JR as well. And so, it's nice to be, in this area and be able to share, kind of where I came from. And then, now it's taking me all over the country, and especially California. I do a lot of business in other states as well. But, growing up, we didn't really have much direction. Single mom, 4 kids. It was more of just survive, but once, I got to college and I met my future wife, she happened to have more of direction than I did. So I was able to apply her philosophy. She said, I want to be an accountant and I want to work in a tall building and downtown. And, she had it all mapped out. Yeah. And I was more like, let me, I guess I'll keep taking classes. And,
let me just graduate.
Let me just graduate from this. And, back to the philosophy of, taking chances. I was working a full-time job, running a check sorting machine, but I just happened to be working for a very large technology consulting company at the time that had opportunities. So it was 1998, 1999. And Y2K was the big scare.
Yes,
right?
I remember that.
Yeah, so everybody was scared. What was going to happen? And I was working my job, and I kept hearing, there's opportunities for more, technical jobs and working in the help desk. And I did. I ended up getting a job based on a recommendation by a supervisor. And that was my first tech job. And it just happened to be at the right company that had an opportunity, and I, took
it.
that. Yeah, I gambled a little bit, but I moved down to San Diego for that job, and that was the start of my tech career. And from there, it was just about figuring out what I really wanted to do. And what I learned, and I think there's a lot of people in this predicament, that when you are working a good job, you start to think, is this what I want to do, or do I start my own business? If you have that entrepreneurial itch, you tend to start side hustles, or you start something with your family, or maybe your kids want to start something, and you start to experiment with that. And what led me to start my first business was in 2008, when we had the financial crash.
Yeah.
I was working for a big company at the time, and I got laid off. So I got severance, and I happened to already be working with a few clients, helping them with their IT on the side. And then I decided, with the support of my wife, we said, well, why don't I try to be, a one-man consultant? And I did. I started building a small book of business and started living, matching what I had been making at my corporate job. And so it taught me that, if you have that itch, if any of your viewers or listeners have that itch, you can make it work as long as you find the right, opportunity, and then just, take it, So part of my story is definitely the technical side, which I love, and that's what I've done for a career, but also building the business, starting a business, and not every business works, you know, so so that's very exciting to me, and it's always exciting to speak on those experiences.
And I think that's what you and I were talking prior to sitting here with you. We were talking about that, what those experiences teach us, right? We kind of, it would either lead us to where we really want to go, or keep us where we're at, and we'll just keep failing over and over and over.
Yeah.
You definitely took that leap of faith, and you continue to grow.
Yeah,
sounds like.
yeah. I had the one-man consulting business, and at the time in the 2010s, I started, or late 2000s, I guess before 2010, I started training a lot of cycling and triathlon for fitness. Just because,
wow.
Yeah, so I grew up running cross country track.
I love that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's my
Speaking my
background.
language.
Yeah, and in fact, that's how I met my wife, was on the track team.
Oh, that's how she met her husband.
Yeah, hey, we have a lot of things in common.
Yeah. So I always joke that, you know, she was running after me, but when she tells the story, you know, I was the one running after her.
No, my husband really was running after me.
Oh.
Honestly, and when I met him, I was like, "Hello."
Right. So when I was
I go
training,
running after this.
it's okay. Any way you get your steps in is fine.
We're talking about Disneyland and Hills, right?
They have a walking group here in the mall.
Sorry, Rudy.
Yeah, no problem. But so I was doing a lot of these events, and I was going to triathlons in different places, and again, the entrepreneurial itch, I started to ask myself, is there any way to make, you know, money, you know, in these events? And so I started to work with a clothing brand as like another side hustle, and that turned into 5 years of working in the custom clothing business. And so I kind of took a break from IT for a little bit and did another type of business. And after 5 years, that's when I decided, oh, okay, this might not be what I really want to do or where my heart is. So I ended up getting back into IT after that.
Wow,
Now,
that's wonderful.
now shifting gears a little bit and talking about IT, tell us a little bit about your primary focus when it comes to your business as far as your product.
Yeah, so our business, DataWise Networks, based here in Los Angeles, we work with mediums and small businesses that are looking to outsource their IT. That's probably the crux of it. That's the main thing we do.
Okay.
And the way we're different and the way we help our clients, what I consider the big differentiator for us is we have a compliance and risk management background. So that means that even though a lot of businesses now require compliance, so if you want to work on a contract for the government or for a big financial institution, you have to have some kind of level of compliance in your business. And it might be CMMC is a level of compliance, and that you require that to work with the government. So there's sets of questions and controls that have to be in place in your business to get that contract and keep those contracts. So with that mindset, we apply that to other businesses. So we will start with a baseline of security for your technology so that you're not just spending your budget willy-nilly on this cloud service or that cloud service or this server or this computer. It's more of a planned rollout of your technology, and then that way it adheres to some kind of level of compliance based on the need of your business.
You know what, Rudy? I have not been leveraging my resources appropriately. The other day I was up like 4 hours. I didn't go to sleep till almost like 5 in the morning trying to figure out my laptop.
Oh.
A lot of people have a misconception about IT.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe IT might include computers, because that's when I first met my husband. I thought when he was IT, I had an issue also with my computer, and I
Yeah.
was like, well, why can't you fix this? He says, That's not what I work on. I don't know
Would that be
anything
what
about
you
your
could help me
computer.
with?
So we
Yeah,
do
it's a
work
little
on
bit different than
computers.
that.
Yeah, we help with every part of the
Okay.
technology in our clients' businesses. So
Don't
that's
burst my
everything.
bubble.
Everything from internet to cloud to your email system to
Oh,
your
okay.
computers and servers. But then also on top of that, which is where we really leverage our skill set, is the security that comes in place for it.
Oh, okay.
Right. And leveraging that, you have a requirement. You're not just plugging technology in and hoping that it's all secure. You're working with a partner like ourselves, or you have a partner. So many business owners will ask, how do I know I'm working with a good, IT person or partner? And my recommendation is always, ask, are you getting quarterly check-ins? Do you know where your IT or technology budget is being spent? And is that in line with your business plan? Because if your IT is not helping you leverage your business plan to keep it moving forward, then now you just have an expense that could be leveraged better. And in this day and age, it really has turned from, oh, I have access to the internet, I can do business. Yes, but once you get to 10, 20 employees, and now you have a contract with a vendor that requires you to have cybersecurity insurance, requires you to have NIST 800 compliance for their data that's going back and forth, you're working with the bank that requires you to have, PCI and EDI in place. These are things that business owners a lot of times don't think about till it's right in front of them, and they've got a contract and they're scrambling, and now they're paying a lot more for trying to fix systems that if you plan it quarterly out, with a quarterly business review, which is something we do for our clients, now you can control budget spending. You can control when you roll out certain projects, and you roll out compliance the same way.
Yeah.
You can do certain implemented security standards along the way that your budget allows it.
Yeah, because these integrations are important too. And I think, so how do people, when you do have a company, a good sized company, and you know that you need these services, how do they know that this particular company is the company that they need for what they want? How do they know that? How do they find the right IT company?
So that's a good question. So a lot of people will, call 3 vendors, right? And who's the best price? But price a lot of times is the wrong thing to focus on.
Yeah.
You want to partner with a technology consulting company or technology partner that is going to adhere to your business plan. So it's always best to sit down, interview somebody like an owner or an account executive from a technology company and say, look, we're trying to get to this. This is our business plan. Can you help us scale, be secure, and adhere to regulations if that's part of your business plan?
This is all a great point. So I just recently had a client and was doing a little bit of consulting work. She's starting off her business, or trying to scale it up and grow it and get a little bit more official, right? So working on building her website and having her domain. And yeah, she has a loan processing company, and people have been sending their documents to a Gmail account, which I feel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so I was like, wow, you've been doing this for 20 years, and I would not be sending you anything on a
That's
Gmail
the first thing
account.
I look like that. I look at that.
Right?
Yeah.
And
The
so-
professionalism.
Yeah.
of somebody,
Exactly.
yeah.
So we're trying to get her all official and get her going, but that's a great point. Rudy, shifting gears a little bit more towards AI, because a lot of people right now, I feel like, especially the employees or even the employers, might be a little intimidated when it comes to that. Can you tell us a little bit about AI and why we should go with AI versus, just do things the old school way?
Well, AI is a super exciting subject that, as a technology business and entrepreneur, we see many shifts in the business that causes consolidation of services. Every few years somebody says, oh, we're not going to need the IT guy anymore. And it's like, well, actually, IT guys evolve just as any other industry does.
Yeah.
And, several years back when I got into this business, there was a specialist for each, type of technology. You would have a phone guy, and you would have, the cabling guy, and you would have. Now, a lot of these services are under one consulting company because you look to them as your technology, whether it's specialist or partner or consultant. And it can go from, putting in cabling and putting in phones to consulting with your C-suite. We provide virtual security officer type services and virtual CIO, CTO services, because that's what clients are looking for. They're looking for technology consulting, but they don't need a full-time employee for that role. And AI is the next evolution of these types of services that are getting consolidated, but it's going to be another offering that we're providing security on, number one, because now it's called dark AI, right? Like, what AI services are my employees using and putting my proprietary information out to these services that I'm not aware of as a business owner.
Dark AI.
Yeah. So you have this shadow AI, shadow IT. These are the things we don't know about, right? That are happening in the background without our knowledge. So you have to control that.
So Rudy, are you saying that so you can provide AI services to be able to help our business is what you're saying, but they're safe as far as when it comes to the security portion of it. And yes, you're right, because even yesterday I myself got an RFP, so it's, from the government.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, I want to put this into AI. Because it's 61 pages that I had to read.
Right.
And I'm like, and they wanted like the information that day. And I'm like, and so, I'm back to back all day.
Yeah.
So are you saying that you are able to maybe provide something that can maybe help me review that contract and it be safe where nobody else gets into that information?
You mean that exists? You could download a book into AI and have it read it for you, or summarize it. It could summarize it for you.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yes, you
No,
can.
yes. So your question has a couple of
Red flags.
a couple of points to it, and it does have a couple of red flags. But AI is something that's going to help us with productivity. That's how we're understanding what AI is. So there's the software engineering side. There are teams of engineers that are creating AI services that are being put out to the market. Our clients are asking us to help them create AI specific for their business. And then there's the issue of your data security. That is a problem as old as technology, right? We have to secure data going in and out of our networks. And because technology is so accessible now that it's almost an afterthought where, I'm going to put this information into ChatGPT or into Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, because it's easy. I have it. It's almost like Google. But as laws are changing, technology is changing as well. We're going to have compliance that'll start to come out over the next few years. Many law firms are gearing up to sue people based on what data is getting leaked.
Oh, wow.
So we have to start thinking about what is okay to put into these public. We call them public because we all have access to them, but we have to start thinking about. And so a lot of what we're helping with immediately is what's your standard? What is your internal compliance for your employees to use AI? Are you going to allow them? And then if you're going to allow them, what are the restrictions? I don't want my data going back to the mothership, right? To be trained on, because AI is constantly training. That's why it's useful. But do you want your client's data, or is your client okay with that data being put out to these public companies?
Wow, this is scary.
Now,
That's true.
now I know that. So I had someone, and you know who this person is. I wanted to put Calendly into my email because I just
Who?
you probably don't
Oh,
pronounce
Calendly.
it.
The
Yeah,
Calendly
yeah,
service.
where like the
Okay.
calendar, you go in there instead of like
It's a
going back and
scheduling
forth.
service.
She screwed it up, by the way, because
The other day we were like,
we got like
20, 30,
like
Just so you know,
30 emails.
English is my second language. Okay, it really is. I'm not even kidding. Okay,
I go, Val, what are you doing? I got 30
Calendly,
emails of
okay?
changes on the calendar.
Yes, and now we can't even see who the guests are and everything. We're like, oh my God, I give up.
La Rudy aquí, Rudy.
Yeah,
No.
just call me. I'll help you out.
Yeah, please.
But with that being said, so I wasn't allowed to put it in my email because apparently some data can get leaked. However, I do know that you use it. So do you trust that service with your data?
So, depending on the service, I'm very careful of the settings of any service. So, for example, most services have privacy settings that you can control as a user. So, if I use the most popular ones, ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, Claude, Perplexity, these are all services that people are very regularly using. But there are settings in there that you want to look at that adhere to what you're comfortable with, or if you're using it for work, for what you're okay with putting your data. So Calendly is a service for scheduling your calendar with other people. I don't regularly feed any other details besides my schedule to a service like that. So what we're helping clients do now is set those parameters, set those requests for, I want this to be private, or I don't want my employees to use this while they're working on their computers. And we do help them do that as well. We help them, block, for lack of a better term, access to certain tools on the internet. And that's something you can always ask your IT provider to do for you. So AI is not all doom and gloom either, right? So let's talk a little bit about what's happening with AI, how our businesses really leveraging it, and something I had mentioned to you, JR, was that the NVIDIA CEO, who's at the forefront of a lot of this technology, Jensen Huang, recently said that the IT department at a major corporation is going to be like the HR department of AI agents.
Wow.
Because as a executive, or you're working in a company, you're going to ask for certain types of employees, but in the future, very short future, they're going to be AI agents that'll help you to accomplish tasks and help you get things done in your business. So we do have this optimism of how this technology is going to make our lives a lot better. How it's going to improve the way we do work. So every technological revolution or evolution has changes. And yeah, there are winners and losers, but it really is about improving how we do our work. And really our role as technology partners is to keep you secure, keep your costs low whenever possible, and really help you to achieve your business goal. IT and technology, cybersecurity, and now AI are really going to help you execute on your business plan. And that's why you're a good or a great IT or technology partner will help you do that.
Wow, you've shared a lot of really good information, and we really appreciate you sitting here and explaining that. So what would be one advice that you would give to a company that's trying to acquire IT services through AI?
Well, when you're looking for a technology partner, the best thing is to make sure they fit with your business goals. So there are different levels, different sizes of businesses. One statistic that I go back on to a lot is that most IT companies are small. They're under 2 million in revenue. They're about 90 or 95% of the companies are small. So you usually have direct access to a IT company that can work with small and medium-sized businesses. Where they're different is in what do they specialize in. If you are a manufacturer, do they have experience with other manufacturing businesses? It's not always about price, and that no, I'm not just saying that because I'm selling services, but because a lot of times the specialty you're going to pay maybe a premium to get somebody to work with you that has that expertise that you're looking for. And as it gets more and more narrow or more and more niche, you know, if you are a government vendor, like there are only a few companies that know how to provide the security and the data for a government client, you know. So you have to really interview a few technology partners, make sure that they're available to when your business is working, and then, you know, how do they manage their security and how will they help you manage yours to help you achieve your goals.
Wonderful.
So for a person like myself that I mentioned earlier that I had to go through trying to ChatGPT everything and ChatGPT my way to like fixing my computer. You know, I was working at a bank, so I would just call 1-800 support at whatever hour, and they would just answer. So would you say that your service has where you can call someone and they'll answer, or how does that work?
Yes, we do provide help desk services. So our baseline service is a all-inclusive, basically your outsourced IT department. So what would you expect with an IT department? You would be able to call somebody or send an email or send a chat and say, you know, I'm having a technology issue. So that's your help desk services. We include that as, you know, the baseline. And then above that, you know, what other services does your middle managers need help planning budgets? So our account executives would then come in and then sit with the manager and say, okay, here's our IT budget. Here's what we're trying to achieve. Help me plan this out. And then above that is where you would have your virtual CTO or virtual CIO type service, where somebody like myself would sit with an owner or a CEO or a COO and then help them plan it at a big picture. You know, in the next few years, I want to be fully remote and fully secure, and we want to go after, you know, the city of Los Angeles contract for, you know, this and this. So we will help you plan a lot broader or more high level and control budget and spending. And maybe I want to hire somebody. Maybe you can help me find that person to hire. So we have somebody at each of those levels where it's your employees, your managers, and also your executives to achieve their technology goals.
Wonderful.
No, I
Thank
think
you.
I think this is great. I think we're actually past time, but no, I think today's topic was actually really interesting. Actually, I need to talk to you after this. I think we are anyway, but
No, I love the AI stuff.
but
I like AI.
but no, definitely this is all great information. But I always like to finish off with what advice would you give an entrepreneur, like just something a one size fits all, like just an advice that you can give them, just so we can close out.
Entrepreneurs, I read a great book. I don't read a lot of books, but when I was learning about business and really trying to find my way, I read a book called The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber.
I have it.
Yeah. So that was a key for me in my entrepreneurial journey because it taught me about 3 different personalities that he recommends each small business has. 40% of small businesses fail in the first year because they're not planned out right. And what ends up happening is they're started by technology or what he calls technicians. So if you cut hair or you're a plumber or you're an IT guy, that's the technical part of your skill set. And so a lot of people start businesses this way. But if you can have 3 different parts to your business right away or as soon as possible, a technician for delivering a service, an entrepreneur for having vision and planning out, and then a manager that then takes care of the day-to-day because someone's got to fill out the paperwork and pay the bills and collect the invoices. You know, one of these 3, a lot of times we're not great at. And so what happens is if you can figure out sooner than later how to fill those 3 roles, whether it's could be a partner that you make, a partnership, could be an employee you hire because you have some kind of seed money or you were able to raise funds. But and that's what I did when I started a company, the IT company that then I sold, and then that's kind of what brought me to here now, to where I am now, is I had to figure out that I really wanted to sell and run the business, but I didn't really want to do the engineering work myself anymore. And so I had to fill those roles. I was able to do 2 of them, but the technical part, I had a partner do that. So a lot of us as entrepreneurs will fill one of these roles, whether you're the technician, the manager, or the entrepreneur. You want to figure out, how do I get these 3 roles?
I'm the entrepreneur, so.
You know, this week, actually, we're going to be at the California Hispanic Chamber,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be leading a panel about building your personal board. And I'm going to be talking about why you should have these different subject matter experts to fill the gaps as to the things that you're not. So
That's
that
great.
goes really
Yeah.
in line. So that's really great advice. Thank you for bringing that up. But yes.
I'll have to read the book again.
thank you
I
for
have
the
that book.
question. Yeah.
Yes.
I have
Yeah.
it.
No, thank you. That was
So I'm gonna have
great
to- I'm gonna have to get
advice.
it.
So thank you.
Yeah, I love it too. Yeah, I'm gonna read that book again. You just inspired me to read it again. I believe I'm the entrepreneur here out of all 3 of us, so we're good. You guys could choose the rest. You guys can
Yeah,
fight over.
that's why I've been in business for 17 years.
Oh.
Because I work for somebody.
Everyone's giving me thumbs down over there, so I don't know, whatever. But thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate
Yeah,
your
no,
time
Very
and
great
effort.
information.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, I
Thank you.
appreciate
Yes.
you
Any
guys.
last words? Anything you want to say?
No, just thank you so much for coming in. And yes, everybody make sure that you are joining Wednesdays
Yes.
at 7 a.m. through YouTube, Facebook, and looking forward to see you next week.
Yes.
Thanks so
See you
much,
guys.
everyone. Thank you.
Bye.